Currently, I'm in debt for, I think, about $16,000.
Bro, what? 16K in debt from traveling?
There is a man who still owes me $60,000.
Sheesh.
I had to learn
60K?
the hard way.
Had I not been in a situation where I had to use my 401k money, I'd probably have maybe more than $1 million whose interest I could then live on.
Oh, no. What is up, guys? It is Jay, the Finance Ninja, and I wanted to do a quick reaction to this video here. I found this in my YouTube algorithm, and I figured it will be a good video for us to review and to understand why you should start investing early and saving your money as well. So if you guys have not seen any of my content before, let me just do a quick introduction. So my name is Jay. I am called the Finance Ninja, and I will show you how to become financially literate, because you probably didn't learn a lot of this stuff in grade school. So this is the time for you to learn. And we have a video here that's featured from Business Insider, and it's titled Life Lessons from Older Americans Who Still Work to Pay the Bills. So the idea here is, if you invest at an early age and you invest aggressively, if you happen to have missed, starting to invest at 18, you have to aggressively invest now later into adulthood. So we kind of get a glimpse into the future, like a what if you have never invested anything and you have nothing left over for retirement. And I got to tell you, this is one of the scariest videos I have ever seen on YouTube that is not in the horror segment. This should scare you into really thinking about investing early. And if you can't invest, or you didn't invest when you were 18, 20 years old, this should really scare you into investing aggressively right now. So let's take a look at this and see, and I'll pause the video throughout the video here, and just to kind of emphasize the meanings here and to show you a what if into the future if you just don't invest into anything, and if you sell all of your stock from fear. Let's take a look.
What I do for money is Uber driving. I'm curious to know whether there are any other 84-year-old drivers.
I'm 82 years old, and I wish I could retire now.
I do not have any retirement savings.
I always felt that I was too young to think about retirement. And I was a hippie, and I was all about living in the here and now.
The cost of living has gotten out of sight, and there is no safety net for the elderly.
Bills are harder to pay because everything costs more.
I grew up very poor, and part of what drives me right now is that I don't want to be poor again, because I know what it feels like. As soon as you start working, plan for retirement.
And pause it there. Like, guys, simple advice, right? But if you put action to those words and you start investing early on, even if it's like $100 to $200 a month into the S&P 500 or the total stock market, this is going to give you a substantial leg up on the competition when you start getting into those 70s and 80s as far as your age goes. Because even with Social Security, even with your pension from your job, if your job even offers one, the cost of living at that time may exceed what you get from both income sources combined. And this is the quagmire that a few of these folks in this video are in. And in order to prevent that, you have to start investing early. Invest, invest, invest. And if you subscribe to this channel, I'm going to show you how to invest step by step. So let's go ahead and continue the video.
I've worked since I was 15 and a half. I've been a cocktail waitress. I've driven a catering truck. I've worked in cable TV.
I started as a professional drummer.
Wow.
I did that for about 15 years. I used to have my drums right by my bed so that I could just get out of bed in the morning and start playing, which drove my parents crazy.
Nursing, I never really thought of as a career. It was like process of elimination. I don't want to be a secretary. I don't want to be a teacher. I do want to help people. So nursing was a job that I could do.
I got my degree.
But before this man starts talking, I've watched this video a little bit, and from what I could gather is that he was already college educated, had made a lot of money, invested, and still ended up in this position at 80 plus years old. And this should be a real like story that you guys should listen to, even if you have all of the advantages like in the peak of your career. You have to find out a way to keep that money and don't panic sell when the stock market dips. This is a story that everybody should listen to, man. Everybody should listen to this.
in mathematics. Then I got recruited by General Electric to become a computer programmer. Computer science was a very new field, but it was exciting because we were in such demand that companies would essentially bid for you.
Mm-hmm.
After I left music, I went into healing work. I had a very active practice in Houston. At the peak of my career, I was probably earning maybe $50,000 or $60,000, which isn't a lot of money, but it was enough for me.
Not bad for the
peak
time.
of my career was my last job. I was vice president of a company that developed advanced communication systems. I earned $115,000 a year.
Sheesh. Listen, even if you earn a lot, bro, the main struggle that I have seen with a lot of high earning individuals that I know personally is, of course, they make $300,000, $400,000 a year, which is insane amounts of money. However, the real struggle is the ability to keep most of it, because a lot of it gets torn up with taxes, like state taxes if you live in a state that actually has state income tax, also federal income tax, Medicare, all the like, right? Even some companies have city taxes, city income taxes, which is crazy. But once your money it gets eaten up by taxes, you get your net, right? For each paycheck, you get your net. What you do with that net income is going to pay off either positively in the future or negatively. Well, the payoff is negative, but you should invest a good portion of your paycheck every single time you get paid. That is the only way that you're going to save up enough for your future. And even if you don't make a whole bunch of money, even if you were to set aside a certain amount every single month, you're still going to be ahead of people that made an insane amount of money, but did not save or invest any of it. You will be ahead of them, even though you don't even make $100K a year. Trust and believe the math works with compounded interest.
The peak would have been in 2010. I made $100,000 per year.
Whew.
Being a night owl, night shifts weren't that hard on me at the time.
I raised my kids on my own with no help. After my separation, I was working 4 jobs at a time, 7 days a week.
What? 7 days a week? What
I
went
got
wrong?
laid off, I think, 2 times in my career, and it took me a while to find other employment. So I would draw from that 401k money to support ourselves. Thank you.
Turn on more light.
Never, ever, 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 ever take money out from your 401k. Even if it's in a, okay, there may be like one situation, and that's if you're about to like lose your house or something will significantly impact your lifestyle. If you happen to like lose it, like your house or your car, I would say even if it's your car in trouble of being repoed, let them take it. Just go buy you a cash car beater like a Honda or a Toyota and drive around in that. It's paid off. You're good. But if your house is in jeopardy, okay, that will be a potential way of, okay, this is an excuse for me to dig into my 401k. But even then, I would call the mortgage company first to let them know of an economic hardship to where they can potentially put some payments on the end of your loan. And that should free up some money on the front end. And you can just make it happen from there. Because in America, at least, you can outwork poverty, right? But you should not be doing it in your 80s. This isn't the time to do it. But under almost no circumstance should you ever touch your 401k. Ever.
Oh, he doesn't need it.
In the early 90s, there was a stock market crash. I didn't know what I was doing. I panicked, so I sold all of my stock.
Oh, don't do that either. Don't sell your stock, man. Don't sell your stock. So I am a humongous advocate for investing into index funds. And this is not any financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, but I invest into the index funds that track the S&P 500 and the total stock market. Do not panic sell your stock. And I would honestly not invest into a singular company stock unless it was like Eli Lilly, if it was a Tesla. Don't invest in the SpaceX unless you want to lose money right now. But I would say like Apple, like these stable businesses, Amazon, those are a few of the like blue chip stocks that I would invest in personally. Outside of that, no.
I might have a degree in mathematics, but it doesn't mean I'm financially literate.
I decided I was going to sell my house and move to Texas. So I did sell the house, and it was right at 2008 or 9. And the people that were buying the house lost their jobs. It fell out of escrow, and I'm still here.
Oh, boy.
I lost all the equity in my house, and it took quite a while for it to come back up.
Get over here.
Getting in debt from traveling have set me back. Currently, I'm in debt for, I think, about $16,000.
Bro, what? 16K in debt from traveling? Oh my goodness, man. My rule of thumb, if I'm going to travel somewhere and I know it's going to be like an expensive destination, I'm going to cash flow that trip. I'm going to buy bits and pieces of the itinerary when I have the money for it. Like first is flights, right? First thing I buy is flights. Next is hotels. And then I stack money up for activities and other things on the itinerary. So going into debt to travel, it may seem like, oh, like a great idea now. Like, hey, time is very limited. I can always get the money back and work it off. But when is it too much, bro? This gentleman is in his 80s and he's $16,000 in debt from travel. No, bro. Just cash flow your trips. If you can't afford to travel, don't travel. Pay it in cash.
Which for me is a lot.
In terms of financial setbacks, there is a man who still owes me $60,000.
Sheesh.
I had to learn
60K?
the hard way.
Had I not been in a situation where I had to use my 401k money, I'd probably have maybe more than $1 million whose interest I could then live on.
Oh, no. See, this is a worrisome tale of someone that had a great career. He was a VP, right? And he was hired by General Electric, which was a huge company back in the day, right? GE was probably the size of, I can't even imagine, maybe like an Apple or an Intel or IBM. It was like on that level back in the day. And he was the VP making $100,000+ back in the 80s and 90s. That was a lot of money back then, right? And this is a tale of someone that had it all, right? Grew up poor, made it up, pulled himself up, and was able to really make something of himself, but had to dig into his 401k and panicked during the downturn of the economy in like the early 90s, right? And panic sold at the bottom. And this is something you never want to do. Even if the stock market goes down, you're not losing money until you have sold your stock. So if it goes down and you don't sell, keep it because it's going to bounce back. The stock market is cyclical, right? If I can speak correctly, it's up, down, up, down, up, down. That's why you have to practice what we call dollar cost averaging, because it's not the how much time you have. If it's not about like how much you put into the market, it's about the time in the market. To be completely honest with you guys, never panic sell.
And I try not to think about it because I'd wake up in the middle of the night screaming, "What did you do? You were a fool."
It's so sad, bro. This is scary.
Everything is more expensive now.
Food costs more, car repairs cost more, insurance costs more.
I do all my own cooking. So I know how to be able to live frugally, but still nutritiously.
I don't buy a lot of meat because I can't afford a lot of meat.
I'll look for chickens on sale. I'll look for fish that's on sale. And if I find out, okay, well, we have fish tonight.
I don't think any job I ever had paid me anywhere near what I needed to live on.
I might think things are expensive, which they are for me. They're not for other people.
I just got a raise to $18 an hour. And at one point in time, I'd have thought, wow, that's a lot. And now I know compared to what so many people I know make.
Bro, $18 an hour? That is, man. It's real tough to live on that, man, especially in a lot of major cities in the USA. But man, to be making $18 an hour in your 80s, that's got to be soul crushing, man. This is a tale that is going to, this should teach you guys, man. Be stewards of your money. This is literally like if you work an hourly job, even if you're salaried, to a degree, you are still exchanging your money for time. And the money that you get from your time used at a company, you're going to just frivolously just spend it all without saving for your future. Your future self wants to just slap you upside your head because your future self is suffering. You have to invest now. You have to avoid this future, you have to start now, bro. And if you're investing now, you should invest more. Invest as much as you can.
Making diddly squat.
Yeah, 18 hours an hour is crazy.
If I miss a paycheck, there are going to be consequences, financial consequences. I'm going to do without something until I can catch up. And that's scary. It makes me feel as though in spite of all of my education and all of the money that I made when I was a younger person, that in the end, I'm a failure. That's what it makes me feel.
Damn, this is so sad.
Professionally, I'm an advisor and I'm a life coach. So I just work with people from anything to couples counseling to addiction counseling.
Okay.
Okay, that was the last one. In 2010, I retired from hospital nursing, but Social Security is not enough for my lifestyle. So I started.
Listen, Social Security is not enough, man. Do not, if you're still working age, like under 65, under 50, in your 30s, 40s, 20s, we most likely will not have Social Security as a safety net for us when we get older. I don't think it's going to even exist. We are, in the US, we are mortgaging our future. We are printing money that we shouldn't be at a rate that we shouldn't be, and we're spending it in places where we shouldn't be. This is going to be a huge problem come 5, even 10 years from now, when the US is in so much financial debt to other foreign governments, to companies, that we will not be able to give our own citizens Social Security in the future. There is going to come a point where the US is not even able to make the interest payments on our debt. It's coming. So you got to prepare yourself. Do not rely on a government as a safety net. You have to save yourself. Nobody else is coming to save you. You have to save yourself to avoid this future.
Driving for Uber in 2016.
Uber.
I'm working part-time
at
as a substitute teacher. I work about 3 to 4 days a week.
Bro, substitute
That's
teacher at 80?
$154 a day. If I
How
need
much? How
something
much?
more, that's $154 a day. If I need something more, I'll just work another day. Had I not decided to go back to work, we would have had to sell the house.
Uber driving is the quickest way of getting extra income to cover my bills.
Oh my gosh.
I have not had a speeding ticket for 3 years, which I'm very proud of.
That's wonderful.
I have a Mazda 6 now, which is bigger than the biggest car I've ever had. Backup cameras are such a blessing. I try to make at least $250 a week. I just wish I had enough passive income that I could do whatever I wanted without trading hours for dollars.
I'm administrative assistant. It's phones, it's filing, it's data entry, it's a little bit of everything. My Social Security takes care of my house payment and my insurance and
Good.
the basics. And if I want to eat or do anything else, then I work and bring in more money.
Older people are more invisible, are not taken seriously. As an older woman, I can tell that it's easier for people to try to ignore me.
A lot of us do feel good enough to keep working, but there are no jobs for us.
I think at 80 plus years old, it is impossible to find a job.
I would interview, and never get hired. If you're not extremely careful, your age comes through in that application.
Yo, I think you guys would be honestly surprised by how prevalent ageism is in the job market. You have to kind of, if you are in their position, like in the 80 plus years old and you're looking for a job, like a simple job, you have to be careful about how you come off in the job application, because some people can honestly just tell how old you are just by the way that you type and the verbiage that you use in your application. And of course, they're eventually going to find out how old you are. But if you don't come off as being old, they may be more apt to hire you. But then you have competition with people that are younger than you, that are more tech savvy than you are. So the competition is extremely steep with some of these more technical jobs. So I feel for them when they say that we're invisible as older people and it's almost impossible to find a job. This is a cautionary tale that you all should take heed to and invest early. You may have to sacrifice going out maybe once a week or once a month or what have you. You will have to sacrifice and stack that money and save it and invest. But I promise you, it's going to be well worth it when you get to that age where you can start collecting Social Security, if it even exists. And you're going to be like, oh man, thank goodness I followed Jay, the finance ninja, and he told me early on to invest into the S&P 500 and the total stock market. Because I can promise you, almost with 100% certainty, that the S&P 500 and the total stock market is never going to go to zero. It's never going to go to zero. However, if you invest into individual company stocks, that has a chance to go to zero and you lose all of your money. Letting you guys know. Let's go to chapter 3, finding purpose.
Working at 80 years old is a challenge on the one hand, but it also feels good because I can still do it. It keeps my mind busy, keeps my feet on the ground, and I look at my work as part of my social life as much as I do a job to help me survive.
Actually, I enjoy working, so it's a difference for me.
It's part of what keeps me young.
I don't know what I would do if I retired. How many times can you play golf? How many times can you play tennis, you know?
What I like most about it is the freedom. It's like a little pipeline to money whenever I feel like going for it.
What I like about substitute teaching is I still am in a position to develop, albeit just a day at a time, young people by giving examples of my own life.
Uber will give me feedback of what writers said. I got a lot of compliments about great conversations and stuff. And most people give me 5 stars.
Most.
I consider myself a lifelong learner. I am teaching myself Kiswahili now using something called Duolingo.
I am still looking for ways to generate more revenue, which is why I'm looking at putting together the website, learning social media, those skills, in order to market myself.
Ooh.
I've become interested in AI, and I would like to use this venue or technology to be able to assist others in their healing. It's a new world. It's scary.
Impressive.
And it's amazing. And I wanted to be a part of it. Most days I don't feel I'm 82.
That's
until
good.
I look in the mirror.
Until we
I
look in
don't
the mirror.
mind being in my 80s. I just don't want to look like I'm in my 80s.
Aging is not for the timid. It's like any machine. As it gets older, things break. Humans, they call these health challenges.
For a while, getting old was kind of crummy, and now I kind of appreciate it and feel good about where I've gotten because so many people can't get this far.
Facts.
I didn't think I was going to live this long. One day you're going to be old, and you should begin to plan for that now.
Looking back, one of the worst decisions I made was not going to college, not advancing my education.
I kind of wish I would have known about the thing if you just save like $25 a month or with compound interest, like starting at age 25, that you'll be a millionaire by some 65 or 70 or something.
I regret not having appreciated the value and then hired, I guess is the word, or engaged a financial planner.
Find a job where you are happy because you're going to work your whole life.
Make the right decisions for yourself, whether it's in your personal relationship or whether it's in your professional relationship.
Don't wait to do things because you may not have that future. You may not have it physically. You may not have it financially. Find a way to do your bucket list all through your life instead of at the end of your life.
Oh, man. Oh. Older Americans are working at the highest rate in decades. Scary. Nearly 550,000 people aged 80 and older are still in the workforce. Yo. Business Insider spoke to nearly 200 of them. They work out of financial necessity or a desire to stay active.
How much of me is going to be visible? I was hoping it would be like from here up.
Man, this should be a cautionary tale to everyone that watches this reaction and or review. Because when I tell you this. All of us are going to, of course, leave this earth sometime or another, right? But we are living a lot longer than we originally thought, right? The life expectancy used to be like 50s and 60-year-old, and then you're gone. But now we're living to 80, 90, 100 years old. We have to plan for our financial lives past the age of 65. And we have to plan for at least living to 80 to 85, right? You have to invest early, invest early, invest early, invest early. With compounded interest, it's going to be your friend. But you got to start now. This is a cautionary tale. This is a scary video, bro. From a financial perspective, this is extremely scary because a lot of people don't think about it now because they think, oh, I'm too young to think about retirement, or I'll just start investing later. I'll invest tomorrow, next paycheck, or what have you. Whatever excuse that you want to have for not investing, this video should scare the pants off you. You should invest right now. And if you subscribe to this channel, I'm going to show you how to not end up like this. I'm going to show you how to invest step by step and show you and give you, hopefully, a lot more financial literacy than you learned in grade school. We should have learned this early on in high school to start investing immediately. I promise you, with the information that I'm going to give you guys on this channel, when you reach 55, 60 years old, using the information from this YouTube channel, you will be multimillionaires. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. My name is Jay, the Finance Ninja. And if you love learning about financial literacy, listening to cautionary tales like we just saw here, I think you guys should go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. It's free and it's going to give you substantial value. So thank you guys so much for watching this here. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you share this cautionary tale as well.